Good morning, agents. Road Warrior here in the Link Weaver, ready for another day of action. We've got Munchkin over here. He's getting ready in his designated spot. He likes hanging out up there when we are on the road. Boy, it's gonna be a good day. I've got a plan, but before we do that, let's make sure that folks know in the description you'll find a link to my Patreon where you can support me financially for $5 per month. Works out to about 17 cents per daily video, which I think is pretty good value for money. Right now, that's my only source of income, and it makes sure that I can do stuff like this in the future, go to anomalies, throw big fields, all that good stuff. So consider doing that if you have a couple spare bucks each month. But today's plan is actually, I'm deviating from things. I was initially going to go into downtown Dallas to meet up with EI Good, who is one of the agents down here, definitely very active. But I'm going to see him in Houston, so I am instead going to skip that, and I'm going to try to throw to field. I've got a plan drawn up, and it's going to take me a little bit of driving to do. It's about 3 hours of driving, as opposed to the 2 hours of driving that I would have had if I had just gone straight to the next campsite. But I think I can do it. The campsite tonight is in Madisonville, which is about halfway between Dallas and Houston. And the field that I'm throwing is going to go kind of east of Dallas. So I'm going to have to kind of drive through the city and then get east a little ways, hack some keys, go a little bit further, hack some more keys, and then my southern, like the spine, is going to be right near the campsite. So once I'm done throwing the fields, it should be pretty easy to get to the campsite. At least we hope so. And that's the plan. Let's see how it goes, but I need to make breakfast first. I've got tea and water already. Yeah, just gotta microwave a quick breakfast sandwich, and then I will hit the dusty trail. So I'm gonna get to that, and I'll come to you from my first stop, which will probably be halfway between here and my first anchor. So see you then. All right, agents. First stop of the day is in Forney, Texas. The CVS. Had a bit of a harrowing experience on Dallas freeways during rush hour there, but made it out of the Metroplex, I believe. Just grabbed a couple of snacks. Munchkin says hello. This is your reminder to say hello to Munchkin in the comments. I had a couple people say hi to Munchkin, so Munchkin, the YouTube people say hello. He says hello back, so thank you all for saying hello to Munchkin. Let's see. Our next stop is going to be my first anchor, so hopefully just going to get all the way there. No stops. Just going to make myself some tea, get some water, and get back on the road. I'm trying to get this field up before checkpoint, which is at 1 p.m. And dilly-dallying will not help that. So that's the plan. I'll come back to you when I'm at my first anchor. Hello again, agents. I'm here at the first anchor for my fields in Canton, Texas. The portal is literally an Applebee's, which is crazy. It's being very generous with keys, so I'm going to keep hacking, but I'm getting as many as I can on a full burnout without a fracker, so it'll be probably 10 more minutes or so before I'm done. But I've got enough keys already, so I'm not really worried about this one. Basically, it's just enough keys for a rethrow on my way north out of Houston if I want to, or to add extra layers further down the line if I have an opportunity to do so. But I'm going to keep hacking here, get back on the road shortly, and I'll come at you from the second anchor, which is a little ways down the road. Well, agents, I'm here in Corsicana, Texas, and I have good news and bad news. The good news is I am hacking my second anchor, I'm getting keys, and things are going well here. But the bad news is It's an hour to my first spine portal, and it's less than an hour to checkpoint now. So there's no chance of me getting these fields up before the 1 p.m. checkpoint. What I'm thinking now is I take my time, hack this portal, burn it out, get as many keys as possible, go to my campsite, set up, have some dinner, and then throw it before the 6 p.m. checkpoint. I think that'll make more sense because my campsite's pretty close to the spine. It's like in the middle of the spine. And yeah, it should be easy enough to just drive the RV along the spine and get it all sorted. So that's my plan. And I'll come back to you in a little bit from the campsite, I guess. See you then. All right, agents, I'm done hacking the keys here in Corsicana. Munchkin is ready to go. Yeah, he's ready. I'm just gonna make myself some lunch, some tea, some water, and we'll head straight to the campsite. Maybe one stop in between here and there, but we are, yeah, maybe not rushing, but we're going straight to the campsite, and we'll wait there until it's just about checkpoint. I'll like partially set up the RV maybe, but definitely gonna be ready to go around 4:35, and yeah, that should be good. So again, I'll see you at the checkpoint, or at the campsite. This is a long day somehow. All right, agents. As prophesied, I am taking a break in the sort of directly in the middle of my trip to the campsite, and partly it's just because I need a break, but partly it's because this happened. If you've watched the previous clips with any amount of attention, you'll know that I keep my laundry hampers up here above me as I'm driving. I've tried to keep them bungee corded together, but yeah. Oh geez, my allergy medication is not working. I tried to keep them bungee corded together so that they'd be stable, but it didn't matter. About 15 minutes ago, they just fell on me. It was a little awkward, but I got them kind of pushed to the side. Excuse me. And yeah, I'd like to reposition them before I get out of here. So that's going to be part of my plan here. But I needed a break as well. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back in a bit at the campsite, and I'll show you what that looks like shortly. All right, agents, here I am at the campsite for tonight. Got the link weaver all hooked up here with the electricity. We aren't going to stay here for very long though, maybe an hour or two. And then I am hoping I can go and throw the fields that I was planning. I've got all the keys. I just need to go out to the spine and throw the thing. So I'm going to do a little bit of work figuring out how long that will take me. Hopefully it won't be too long. And once I figured that out, I'll know when I need to leave in order to do it all before checkpoint, and hopefully get back here before it gets too dark. So that's the plan. I will come back to you once again with a further update once I am getting on the road and throwing this thing. Recognize that will probably mean that the video is pretty late today, but hopefully throwing a big field is good enough motivation that you all will forgive me. So stay tuned. I'll see you in a bit. All right, agents, I am getting back on the road now. I'm a little early, but I'm getting nervous about some activity near my lanes. Hoping I can get the fields up before anything bad happens. There's a blue player and a green player, but I'm concerned about kind of both of them. So I'm just gonna get moving, and hopefully I can get this stuff up. And we'll see what kind of MU I get, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish my spiderweb challenge as well. So give me a second, I'll be at the first anchor. All right, agents. I am here in Madison Lake Park in Madisonville, Texas. Almost said Wisconsin. Madison's on the brain. Here's a little view of the lake. And the way this went was I had to go kind of far back in a walking trail, or like a trail. So I couldn't take the RV, but managed to get back there on the scooter. And then I figured, I'll just use the scooter to get all of this up. Probably took me 10-15 minutes to get all that done. Maybe 20, I don't know, including the scooter back into the woods. That first anchor is definitely a pain to get to, but that's not the biggest one. So if somebody wants to take this down, they absolutely can from out here, but they're gonna miss a couple layers. So somebody's gonna have to take a hike or bike or scooter. I haven't gotten numbers yet. I'll get numbers when I get back to the link weaver and get back to the campsite for my final update. But it's looking pretty good. I imagine it's on the order of 500,000, so total. So I'm happy with that for sure. And yeah, I also finished the spiderweb challenge, which is great. And hopefully you're seeing some game footage of all of that. I'm gonna try to cut it all together so that you can see the important parts as opposed to me speeding up a whole bunch of footage. Hopefully people like that better. I know I've received at least one comment that was like, I can't see anything, and I get it. So that's gonna be a little bit more editing for me, but I have all night to do it, so it's fine. And yeah, I guess with that, I'll see you back at the campsite and give you some final numbers. All right, agents, I am back in the link weaver and at my campsite, and it has just passed checkpoint. I wanted to make sure that the field's hit checkpoint before I let you know what things looked like. First, let's go over some numbers. So the total MU captured by this field set was 577,744 MU, or 578,000 roughly, which is pretty good. I got 14 uniques during the course, unique captures during the course of throwing these fields, which brings me to, oh right, I haven't mentioned yet. Last night I did go get 55 more uniques at a park in Carrollton. So that brings me to 69 nice unique portals on the day and 1,225 portals on the trip. So we are doing very well. We're averaging, this is day 8, so we're averaging about 150 a day, which I'd like to keep up if I can, because that's definitely a good number. But sacrificing a few uniques so I could throw 500,000 MU, definitely worthwhile. I think I affected 3 cells. So the first one is the one I'm in now, which is AM02 Golf 03. It's Golf 03. Here's before and here's after. I also affected AM whatever Golf 04. Here's before, here's after, and AM whatever Golf 07, here's before, and here's after. Now, obviously, not all of those were affected the same way or by the same amount, but we did a pretty good job. And I think one of the bigger bonuses for me throwing this field set is that this is now what my campsite looks like on the scanner. So I have a nice blue blanket to sleep under tonight, which is very nice. Tomorrow we are going to Houston. I'm finally going to be getting to my campsite down there. I'll probably sprint there as fast as I can so that I have most of Thursday to either explore the city or meet up with agents or whatever happens. I do know that there is a transit option for me from my campsite to roughly the playbox, so I'm going to scout that out and figure out how I can get a transit card and all that stuff. Might do some shopping as well, depending on how my grocery needs shape up, probably before I go to the campsite, just so it's easier for me to bring the groceries back. Especially if I can find a place where I can refill water, because I have been trying for a couple of days now and I have not been able to. So that would be good. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting a bunch of agents and seeing how things go. I'm also looking forward to seeing how long these fields last. The last one I threw up in Kansas lasted like 9 checkpoints, so like 2 days, which is pretty good. I think some of the links are still up as well, which is pretty crazy. But I'm not going back up there to rethrow anytime soon. But yeah, as somebody pointed out in one of the chats, the fields are covering I-45 going south from Dallas to Houston. So any Enlightened players who are driving to the Anomaly, we're just showing off beforehand, you know? It's a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one, because it was a lot of work and, ultimately a lot of fun for me, but it did take a lot more driving than I expected and a lot more work in various ways. So if you did enjoy it, I think this is probably the time to click the like button, because gosh, 500,000 MU just on a normal day is a lot of fun. While you're at it, click the subscribe button. That's how you know when my next video will come out. In the description, you can also find a link to my Patreon, where you can support me for $5 per month, which works out to about 17 cents per daily video. You know this, I said this earlier, but I'd really appreciate your help with that, especially if you like big fields, because the more I can do this, the more I'm going to be able to throw big fields. Munchkin's not here with me right now. He's sitting over there, but make sure you say hi to Munchkin in the comments. And while you're looking at the description, there's also a link to my gaming channel, where I do longer form content on different video games, not just Ingress. So I think that's all of my end of video bits. With that, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully you are too, agents. And hopefully I'll see a bunch of you at the Anomaly. Remember to come and say hi to me so I can give you an agent card. Also, I've got a plan to try and bring some agents into the channel in a little more structured way, because I know the last time I went to an Anomaly, I was a little bit loosey-goosey with it. I'm going to try a little bit better to be, structured about it and actually give people a chance to do stuff on camera. So that's my plan. And if I haven't said it again, enough already, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.